Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to show how I installed my LED lights. That it's been very popular. Seeing different videos on YouTube about how people installed it. A lot of great ideas out there. I didn't want to be 100% copycat, so I used some ideas and then I did the rest on my own thoughts and how I wanted to have it set up on my tractor. Just because it's good for someone doesn't mean it's going to be good for me. I hung on to these lights for a few months before I decided to mount them, because in the summertime I don't really have a problem. I don't have a need for the lights because it stays dark so long, but now that it's into the fall time, 5 o'clock it's dark and the workday can't stop at 5 o'clock, even up in the woods getting firewood. And as we all know, the lights that come with these tractors, you can't see anything when you have the bucket on. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I did to mount these. I don't have any video of me actually doing this, because when I get into a project like this I just can't stop and keep videoing. So I'm going to show you what I did. To start with, when I did this project, I did it with the ROPS in the down position. I know a lot of people do it from the upward, but to me it just made more sense. If I'm going to be, I chose to do welding, so if I'm going to be welding bolts on here, it's going to be a lot easier for me if I can just put it here and then clamp it with the big vice grip, and then I can go ahead and hit my welds. So when you're preparing your lights for the direction, you have to think of it that this is upside down. So that's one of the key things that you need to be cognizant of. So I'll start with the long LED light bar. You can see here that I have a bolt here that I welded onto the frame. Before that, I obviously ground it down to clear metal. Same with on this side. I use an arc welder. I have the Hone arc welder, and I had no problems burning anything. It took the weld very nicely. And then I was able to find matching paint, because this was all, it gets a little burned. So I just sanded it down and I painted it, and you can't even really tell. So here's the ones that are facing backwards. I just welded on one of the bolts. Same with this side. So I just put the lights on loosely, and before angling them and tightening them down for the last time, I just waited for it to get dark, and I just went by the light beam to what seemed to work for me. The lights that I got, it comes with a wiring harness, and they're wired on the same switch. So one switch operates them all. You can buy 2 switches, but I chose to have just the one, because if I'm up somewhere, mostly when I'm doing something, it's going to be either clearing snow or up in the woods, and if I'm going forward I need to see, chances are I'm going to have to see when I'm going backwards. So I just kept it on a 1 rocker switch, so they all come on at the same time. Right now I just neatened the wires up. I have them zip tied to the bar. I keep slack here because I have to fold down my bars to park this in the garage. But I will put wire looms on here, strengthen it up a little bit. This wiring harness comes with a relay, so I wanted it out of the way so nothing would break it, so I mounted it to the back. I just made a little bracket, just an L bracket, painted it orange, and mounted it to it. Now for the excess wire, because I'm not really going very far with the switch or anything, I just bunched it up and I zip tied the remainder of it to the rollover bar. This also comes with a fuse. I mounted it so it's easy to get to. And there's many ways to do the light switch. Some people have them on the dash. I didn't want to do it on the dash because then I'd have to just run more cables. When I mounted my switch, I wanted it easy access. I didn't want to go onto the dash, and I wasn't going to mount it on the fender. So I just put it on to the bracket that has the speed. The way I did that was I just drilled 4 holes in the corners of the rectangle that I drew because I measured it, and then using a skill saw with a metal bit, a metal saw, I was able to make it, and by using the file I made it so it fit in there nice and tight, so it's very secure. And it's nice because so I bought the 2 set. This one comes with, it says light bar, the other one says I think backlights, but I only used one because I wanted everything coming off of just one switch. Everything's very solid. And on Kubota, to tie in, I didn't have to tie into the battery. It has a plug right here. It's a pigtail, and there's one hot, one ground, and it comes on only with key on. So all I did was made 2 male pigtails into the female, and then taped it. It's something I can easily change if I wanted to. I could hardwire it into it, but right now this is working for me. The bars up. Those are my 2 facing in the rearward direction. And there's the longer bar. It doesn't matter which light bars you choose. There's so many of them out there, different configurations. This is the one that I chose. I wanted front and rear, and I wanted it so I could just have it on one switch. The switch that came with it, it was pretty junky. It was a round thing with a little red toggle. It just seemed to me like it was very cheap, and it could spin. So I bought the set of the rectangle ones, so when you put them in there, it just seems a little more firm. I wanted something that wasn't going to be loosening up on me, and plus tractors take a lot of abuse. You're out in the woods, you're going across rocks, you're doing all this stuff, so you don't want anything to jiggle free and break on you when you're out there. I'll take a ride later on tonight, and I'll show the difference between just regular headlights and then when you turn these things on, because it just makes a huge difference. They're well worth the money. It's been a few days since I made the original video, so today's a good day for a night ride. It's a cold one. It's down to 30s. This is going to give you an idea of the difference between stock Kubota lights and the light bar. Stock lights that came with it. So that's high beam. If you use the bucket, it gets in the way a little bit. So let's go. the LED bars as opposed to the normal stock Kubota stuff. We'll turn these on and put the stock on again. Difference just by adding the LED light bars. I like the front and rear because I figure if I'm going forward each time I have to go backwards, so I just have it on one circuit. It works for me.